Hi friends, welcome back to Salt and Soul Virtual Studio. Today we'll be going through a 25-minute yoga sculpt. You'll need some light dumbbells if you want, and we will get started on our backs. So you can join me laying in a supine position. You can bend those knees and bring your feet up towards your bottom here. We'll just get started with a few pelvic tilts here. So just playing around with moving our pelvis forward and backward. So walking those feet in close. And on your inhale, you can tilt your pelvis down and away. And on an exhale, scoop it down and under, bringing your low back into the mat. Inhale, tucking that pelvis forward, and exhale, scooping it under. We'll go through one more round here, matching your movement with your breath. And then when you're ready, lifting those legs up into a tabletop position. Hands will be facing down toward the mat. We'll lift that chest up and tuck your chin, and then just slowly start patting your hands like you're going to be smacking the ground, engaging that core here, and having a slow, controlled breath in and out through the nose. Keep on patting away with those arms, keeping that neck lifted, engaging the core, the chest. We're at 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep going. You can always drop down if this is too much, holding your head and neck up like this. We can always drop the head down and just be laying back for this. And we're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower everything down to the mat. Take a full breath here. And then we'll go hand over hand behind the head here. And then bring the legs up into a tabletop position. On an inhale, lift your head, neck, and chest. Exhale, tap that right foot down to the mat. And then the left. Again, exhale for the right. Inhale coming up. Exhale for the left. Inhale coming back up. We're here for 8. 7, 6, remembering to keep that core engaged, focus on your breathing here. 3, can always drop that head down. We're here for 2, last one, right, left, and then lower everything down to the mat. Take a full breath here. Take as long as you need. And then we'll lift those legs back into a tabletop for a progression here. So lifting that head, neck, and chest. We'll straighten the right leg, lower all the way down, and then lift back up. Repeat on the left. Come back to tabletop. We'll exhale on the lower. Inhale on the way up. Exhale on the lower. Inhale on the way up. We're here for 8 and left, 7 and left. Option always to drop the head here if you need. We're here for 5, 4. Remembering you can always take these at your own pace, as quickly or as slowly as you need. And here's our final 2. Last one. And the left. We'll come back into a tabletop and then lower everything back down to the mat. Nice job with those. Coming back into another tabletop, we'll go through bicycle crunches to progress that a bit further. You can always take a longer break if you need, but crossing that right elbow to the left knee and then vice versa as we lower a leg and bend the other. If you're still with me, we'll be here for 4, remembering to exhale on the effort. 2, last one. And then coming back to center, lowering everything back down to the mat. Feel free to take a few breaths here, and then we will get started with our final exercise on our backs. For our final one, keep the hands behind the head. We'll send those feet up toward the ceiling and then lift the head, neck, and chest. Keeping the legs straight, toes pointed, we'll lower those legs all the way down to the mat and then come back up. Exhale on the lower and inhale on your rise. We'll be here for 7, 6. I know these are tough. You can always lower your head, neck, and chest back down to the floor. But I think we are here for another 3, 2. Last one, lower down. Kick those legs back up and then drop everything down to the mat. Feel free to drop your knees and your feet to the mat, and you can windshield wiper those legs, just sending your hips and knees side to side beneath you. Slowing down that breath. Taking as long as you need for a break. Feel free to grab a drink, grab some water here if needed. And then we will grab those dumbbells next to us to get started with our arms. So bringing those dumbbells into the chest, facing each other. Exhale, lift your hips up into a bridge and press those dumbbells straight up overhead. So we'll be here for 9. Can always walk the feet in a little closer. For 8, 7, remembering to exhale on your effort, so on our rise. 4, here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and then we're going to hold at the top. Inhale, open your arms into a chest fly. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Holding in this bridge and opening and closing those arms. We're here for 7, 6, 5. Keep that pelvis tucked under and neutral. Keep going for 3, 2, last one. Back to center, and then drop everything down to the mat. Nice job with those. You can drop those dumbbells next to you, roll on over, and meet me in a kneeling position, and we will keep going with our arms here. Take as long as you need here, but otherwise meet me in a kneeling position. Our knees will be about hip-width distance apart, sitting on the feet here with distance and then apart. Arms will be down by the side, and we'll take slow hammer curls. So up for a count of 2 and down for a count of 2. So curl and lower. Exhale on your curl. Inhale on your lower. We're here for 4. Controlling your breath. 3, 2, slowly lower. Last one. Back down to center. We'll add on to that. So we'll lift and then overhead press. So come back to center, drop the arms down, come back to sit on your feet. So curl and rise. Exhale, overhead press, coming back down to center, and then sitting back on the feet. We'll keep going through these at a little bit of a quicker pace now. So we'll be here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and then coming back to center. We will come into kneeling, hinge forward at your hips, dumbbells come in by your side. We'll take tricep kickbacks here. So straightening those elbows behind you. We'll be here for another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Hold and then flip your palms upward. We'll take little pulses here, holding for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Release. Coming back to sit on your feet, you can send those knees wide, about hip width distance again. We'll take our final arm exercise here. So dumbbells come out to the side facing forward. We'll rise up into and around the world, lifting those arms overhead and out to the side like a rainbow. So keep going for 7, 6, 5. You can always exclude the lifting of the hips here and just stay sitting on your heels if you're tired. We're here for 2. Last 1. And coming back to center, drop those dumbbells, shake it out. Feel free to grab a drink, take a break. Nice job. And we will meet back in standing for our leg sequence. Welcome back. If you took a break, you can grab those dumbbells. We'll send those feet wide, toes facing out for a sumo squat. Arms can come in front of you. And as we squat down, we'll take bicep curls. So we'll be here for 10 total. So right now we'll be on number 8, remembering to exhale as we rise up. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Deep breath at the top, and then we'll take those dumbbells, placing them on the shoulders facing up. We'll squat down, and then as you rise up, cross your right elbow to your left knee, squat back down, and then cross your left elbow to the right knee, squat back down. Crunch that right elbow, left knee, squat back down, and crunch that left elbow, right knee. We're here for 5, crunch, squat, crunch, 4, crunch, squat, crunch, 3, feeling free to pick up that pace a little bit, last 2, and 1, crunch, squat, crunch, and release. Nice job. Those are tough, so excellent job. We'll send the legs wide. Dumbbells come down to the mat and just take a wide leg forward fold. Taking a few breaths here, trying to slow down your breath. Can always feel free to take an actual break or grab a drink here if you need. But if you're still with me, we'll bring those hands with the dumbbells to the hips and slowly roll back up into standing. Walk those feet in so they're about hip width distance apart. Keeping a flat back, we'll take Romanian deadlifts or straight leg deadlifts here. So just a gentle bend in the knee and then reaching forward with those dumbbells like you're going to touch your toes and then rolling back up. Nice and slow and controlled. We'll go through about 5 more. So we'll be here for 4, 3, exhale on the way up, last 2, and 1, coming back to center. For our final leg combo, we'll take that right leg, step it back into a curtsy lunge, and then kick it out to the side as we press those arms into an overhead press. So curtsy lunge, arms by the side, overhead press, leg out to the side. We're here for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, keep going, 2, last 1, and then meet me back in standing. Release that weight by your sides. We'll repeat on the left leg, so curtsy lunge to an overhead press. Lunging that left leg and then kicking it out to the side. Lunge, press, lunge, and press. We're here for 5, 4, 3, exhaling on the way up, 2, last 1, coming back to center and releasing those weights. You're absolutely crushing it if you just made it through all of that, because that is extremely difficult. So nice job, and let's keep it moving. We will come on to all fours, spread the knees wide, and then just take a child's pose. As usual, slowing down that breath after all that effort, letting that forehead rest down on your mat, keeping those elbows lifted, and finding one more nice long breath here. Let it be the deepest breath you've taken all day. And then slowly rolling back into a tabletop position. We'll make our way to lay on a side. I'm starting on my left here. So bending that left bottom knee, right top leg stays straight. We'll lift it straight up and back down. So not quite all the way down to the mat, nice and slow and controlled. Toes are pointed. We're here for 7, 6, 5, keeping those hips stacked. 4, 3, 2, last 1. Don't drop it all the way down to the mat. We'll sweep that top leg forward and backward. Forward and backward. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. We're here for 5, 4, 3, keep those toes pointed, 2, last 1, and then we'll go back to center. We'll take backward circles for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch it around, forward circles for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1, and then you can lower that leg all the way down to the mat. Hope you're feeling the burn as much as I am. We'll flip on over to the other side. Doesn't matter which one that is for you. For me, I'm rolling over to my right side. Left leg is on top. Right leg is bent on the bottom. So starting off with leg lifts just straight out to the side. Toes are pointed. We're here for 8, 7, 6, keeping those hips stacked. 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Don't drop it all the way down. We'll go forward and backward here. So exhale, inhale on the way back. We're here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, keep that pelvis aligned. 3, 2, last 1, coming back to center. We'll take those backward hip circles here for 5, 4, 3, slow and controlled, 2, last 1, hold it here. We'll go forward circles for 5, 4, 3, keep that toe pointed, 2, last 1, and then lower it back down to the mat. Feel the burn. And then when you're ready, we can flip over into a tabletop position for our final core burner. Finding a neutral pelvis and spine, we'll tuck the toes, lift your knees 1 to 2 inches up off the mat into a bear plank, and then we'll take tap out. So step your right foot, right foot, left foot back, right foot forward, left foot forward. Right foot back, left foot forward, right foot forward. Left foot back, right foot forward, left foot forward. Keep going with these. We're here for another 2, 1, and then meeting back in a bear pose. Hold it right here for 3, 2, 1. Lower your knees. And then we'll push back into a high plank for our final exercise here. You can spread those feet a bit apart. Let your knees go wide as we press from a high plank back into a frog pulse. So we're here for another 3, 2, squeezing that core. Last 1, back to center. Hold in your high plank for 3, 2, 1, and then lower everything down to the mat. Send your knees wide, press back into a child's pose, and just catch your breath. Taking this moment to remember you can do hard things. We'll thread the needle here. So on your next inhale, bring your right arm high to the sky. Thread it over to the left side of your mat. Right ear is down on your mat. Left arm can reach high. Gaze is out toward that right hand. Holding here for another few breaths. So we just slow things down. Start our cool down. You can come back to center in your child's pose. And then we'll repeat. Left arm comes high. Thread it over to the right side. Right arm reaches to the top of the mat. And your left ear is down on the mat with your left shoulder. Staying here for one more full breath. And then coming back to center in your child's pose. Making your way back to a tabletop. And then you can come to lay all the way on your back for a few final stretches here. We'll start off by hugging both knees into the chest. You can slowly rock side to side. Just roll your lower back down into your mat, showing yourself some gratitude for moving your body today. We'll drop those knees over to the right side. Gaze is out to that left hand. Taking a supine twist here for a few more breaths. Making your way back to center. We'll switch it, dropping your knees over to the left side. Right arm comes out long. Gaze is out toward that right hand. Staying here for another couple breaths. Slowly making your way back to center. You can drop your feet down to the mat. We'll cross that right foot over the left knee and then try to pull that left knee up toward your chest. Hands can be on the back of the left thigh for our reclined figure 4 here. Taking one more full breath. And then releasing everything back down to the mat. We'll switch it, so left foot comes to the right knee, reaching for behind that right thigh, and just holding here. Last breath here. And then release everything back down to the mat, nice and slow. You can stay here or join me as we make our way back to a sitting position. That is the conclusion of our 25-minute sculpt class today. Thanks so much for joining me. Make sure to check out all our other videos, and thanks so much for flowing with me today. See you next time. Bye.